Greetings YouTubers and welcome to my 15th TTM video. Today I will show you a couple purchases I got in the mail today and some of the returns I got in the mail today as well. I had a pretty good mail day. Thank you, Mr. Postman. And also I want to thank all the subscribers. I got 194, so only 6 more and I will have the big bicentennial giveaway, 200 subscriber giveaway. But all that, let's get started. Here's one of the 2 purchases I got in the mail. There are 2 photos. This first one's of a former fighter, and it's Mr. Doug Jones. He's fighting in this picture Muhammad Ali, punching Muhammad. Doug was born in 1937 on the 27th of February in New York City. Sadly, he died 3 years ago in November of 2017 at the age of 80. He had 41 fights in his career, with 30 wins, 10 losses, and a draw, knocked out 20 KOs he had. He fought in the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions. His first fight was his first win on August 22nd, 1958 in Madison Square Garden. He beat Jimmy McNair on points. In his last fight on August 10th, 1967 in Seattle, Washington, a guy by the name of Boone Kickman knocked him out in the 6th round. But his most famous fight is this one at Madison Square Garden on March 13th, 1963, when he fought then Muhammad Ali, before he changed his name. He lost a 10-round decision. It was a sold-out crowd. Many in the crowd thought he had won it. There were a lot of boos when the decision was read. Most of the people thought he'd won. 25 boxing writers there, 13 thought he won. 10 gave it to Ali, and there were 2 people that said it was even. Ring Magazine named this the Fight of the Year in 1963. So this is Doug Jones. He's right here doing the punching. And there's the greatest, Ali. I like those old-time fighters. Another guy I like is this guy, Gale Sayers. Got this in the mail at a great price as well. Try to straighten that out a little. Not too far over, I guess. There we go. Mr. Gale Eugene Sayers, born back in May of 1943 in Wichita, Kansas. He's 77 years old. He grew up in Omaha, Nebraska. His younger brother Ron played running back for the Chargers back when they were in San Diego. He was going to go to the University of Iowa originally. That was his first choice. But the head coach there, Jerry Burns, did not have time to meet Gale when he was visiting the campus. So he decided to go to Kansas. And he had a great career at Kansas. He was known as the Kansas Comet. He rushed for 2,675 yards in his career in Kansas. I'll pull that up a little. Yeah. Guess down, his head's there. Was a 2-time All-American at Kansas and 3-time All-Big 8. In 1965, in the NFL draft, he was selected in the first round with the 4th pick by the Chicago Bears. And in the AFL draft, was also selected in the first round with the 5th pick by the Kansas City Chiefs. He talked it over with his wife, and they decided to go with Chicago. He played for the Bears from 1965 until 1971. Not a long career because of the numerous knee injuries he had. In 1965, his rookie season, he was named Rookie of the Year in the NFL. His career rushed for 4,956 yards. He had 5 yards per carry and 39 touchdowns, and had 3,172 return yards as well with 8 return touchdowns. On November 10th, 1968, against the San Francisco 49ers, he tore several ligaments in his right knee, and that pretty much ended his career. He did make a comeback and had a couple of good seasons, but then re-injured his other knee, and that was the end of a great career. Of course, he's very famous for the movie Brian's Song when he was played by Billy D. Williams. James Caan played Brian Piccolo. They were the first interracial roommates in the National Football League back in 1967. They're good friends. Brian Piccolo did help him with his knee rehabilitation so he could play again, and Gale Sayers was at his side when he passed away in 1970. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler. He was the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 1969. 2 times he led the NFL in rushing. He made the All-Decades team of the 1960s for the NFL. He also made the NFL's 50th, 75th, and 100th anniversary all-time teams. After his playing days, he was athletic director at Southern Illinois University. He's a member of the College Football Hall of Fame and also the Pro Football Football Hall of Fame. Let me get it right. Sadly, a few years back, he was diagnosed with dementia, so doesn't sign very much anymore. But this one was a great price. Had the Hall of Fame year on it. I got a couple of Gale Sayers photos now, and also him on a helmet. Now, in the mail today, it was a good mail day. I had a good mail day. I got, this one came from Pennsylvania, North Versailles. I got a card, and also an 8x10 photo. Mr. Roy Face, Roy Face, as he likes to sign it. Let me get the card in there a little too. Okay, well, we'll try it here. Roy Face signed the card for me and the photo. It took a total of 8 days. I did make a $5 contribution, donation, whatever you want to say, because he signed the photo as well. Elroy Leon Face, better known as Roy, born in 1928. He's 92, born in New York. Signed by the Phillies originally in 1949 as an amateur free agent. Was twice drafted by Branch Rickey, first in 1951 when he was with Brooklyn, and a year later in 1952 when he was with Pittsburgh. Played for the Pirates starting in 1953 and pitched in the major leagues until 1969. In 1956, he pitched in 68 games, which is an incredible amount. Never going to happen today, the day of the pitch counts. He played for Pittsburgh in 1953, and then in 1955 came back up and stayed in the majors until 1968. Also played in Detroit and finished his career at Montreal. 6 times he was an All-Star, won the World Series in 1960, was the first pitcher to save 3 games in a single World Series against the Yankees in 1960. Won 104 games in his career, 3.4 ERA, 877 Ks, and 193 saves. After his retirement, became a full-time carpenter. Signed the swell card for me with his name on it, and then signed the photo I sent him, and I asked him to inscribe 1960 World Series champs, which he did. And again, I made a $5 donation contribution because of the photo. I usually like to send a little something, but great pitcher, great signer. Also, I got in the mail today, this came from Spokane, Washington, although I had originally sent it to Las Vegas, and that's NFL Hall of Famer Hugh McElhaney. This took 17 days. I believe he charges anywhere from $10 to $15, so I sent $10 for the card. Hugh Edward McElhaney Jr. was born in 1928 New Year's Eve in Los Angeles, California. He's 91. Went to the University of Washington. First team All-American there in 1951. In 1951 against USC, he had a 100-yard punt return. And then the next week, kicked 9 out of 9 extra points in a 63-3 win over Oregon. He rushed for 2,499 yards while at Washington. In the 1952 NFL Draft, was selected in the first round with the 9th pick by the San Francisco 49ers. His first play in his NFL debut was a 40-yard touchdown run. They drew the play in the dirt because he had not yet learned their playbook. So, made it look easy, I guess. He was part of the $1 million backfield with quarterback Y.A. Tittle, Joe Perry, John Henry Johnson. Heck of a backfield there. Played with the 49ers from 1952 to 1960. And then in the expansion draft was selected by the Minnesota Vikings. He played for them from 61 to 62. Played for the Giants for a year in 63. Then finished his career with the Lions in 1964. 6 times he was a Pro Bowler. He's in the 1960s All-Decade team for the NFL. He's a member of the College Football Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and the 49ers Hall of Fame. He rushed for 5,281 yards in his career, 4.7 yards per carry, and 38 TDs. He also had 264 receptions with 3,247 receiving yards and 30 receiving touchdowns. So again, this is 17 days. He does charge. I sent $10 for the card, and he inscribed HOF on it, which was great. Next one I got came from Orlando, Florida. And this took 7 days. There was no fee on this one. And this was from former Miami Dolphin, Mr. Larry Seiple. I think that's how you say his name. Sent him 2 cards. He signed both. The Super Bowl Supermen and the 1976 Topps. Didn't sign the index card, but can't have everything. Larry Robert Seiple was born in 1945 in Allentown, PA. 75 years old. Went to the University of Kentucky, where he played wide receiver, running back, punter, kick returner, punt returner. 1967 in the NFL Draft, he was selected in the 7th round with the 163rd pick by the Dolphins. Played his whole career with the Dolphins. 1967 to 77, he was the punter. As you can see on the Super Bowl Superman card, getting ready to punt. He also received a few catches. He had some receiving yards, 934 of them, 12.8 yards per catch, 7 touchdowns. Twice was a member of the Super Bowl winning team with the Dolphins in Super Bowls 7 and 8. Part of that great undefeated team in 72, and is also a member of the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame. Again, this was 7 days. There's no fee. Larry Seiple, good return. Next, also came from Florida, so I got a couple of Florida returns today. This gentleman signed 2 cards, didn't sign the index card, but don't care. It's always a bonus when I get the index card signed. And this is Mr. Dick Anderson. He's a great player. He signed the Super Bowl Superman card there, and also the 1976 Topps. He put 17-0 on both of them and inscribed them to me. That's very nice of him. This took 8 days. There was no fee. Great safety, Mr. Anderson. Richard Paul Dick Anderson, born in Midland, Michigan in 1946. He's 74. Went to the University of Colorado, where he was the 1967 Consensus All-American. In 1968, in the NFL Draft, he was taken in the 3rd round with the 73rd pick by the Dolphins. Played Miami his whole career from 1968 to 77, twice winning the Super Bowl. Super Bowls 8 and also Super Bowl 7, that undefeated season, as he nicely put on there. 3 times was a Pro Bowler, was the 1973 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, led the NFL in interceptions that year as well, and made the 1970s NFL's All-Decade team. He's also in the Miami Dolphins Honor Roll and in the College Football Hall of Fame. He had 34 interceptions in his career, 792 return yards, 3 touchdowns. On December 9th, 1973, probably the greatest game he ever had, and one that many would love to have as well. He intercepted 4 passes against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a 30-26 Miami win over the Steelers. He was the 7th player to do that in NFL history. He's only one of 5 players from the all-decade 1970s team who's not in the Hall of Fame. And after his career, became a state senator in Florida. So again, 8 days, no fee. Mr. Dick Anderson there, great safety. And the last one I got today was an 8x10. Another gentleman who signs. That is Mr. Dick Vermeel, Coach Dick Vermeel. Not too far from here in Pennsylvania. Richard Albert Dick Vermeel, born in 1936 on October 30th, 83, born out in California. This took 12 days. There was no fee. He went to San Jose State, get it out, and then his first head coaching job was at UCLA. He coached from 1974 to 75 there. Went 15-5-3 in his time at UCLA, including 9-2-1 in 1975. He had the Rose Bowl win over then undefeated number 1 Ohio State. Coached the Eagles from 1976 to 82. Retired after the 82 season, citing burnout, was just burnt out. He guided the Eagles to appear in Super Bowl 15, where they lost to the Oakland Raiders. And then after being a broadcaster on CBS and ABC, came back to coach the St. Louis Rams from 1997 to 1999, where he happened to win the Super Bowl as the coach over the Titans, Super Bowl 34, great game. And then coached the Chiefs from 2001 to 2005. He had 120 wins in his career, 109 losses, won 52.4% of his games, went 6-5 in the postseason, was the NFL Coach of the Year in 1999, is a member of the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame and the St. Louis Football Ring of Honor. And I didn't ask him to inscribe anything. He put down Eagles 1976-82 and Super Bowl 15. True gentleman, free of charge, took 12 days, but for me it was worth the wait. And that will do it. If anybody is named Brian out there and wants a card of Steve Alford, someone sent me, I bought some cards, and one of them was inscribed Brian. from Steve Alford. So if you're interested in that, just shoot me a message and I'll send it to you for free. I want to thank everybody once again for watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button if you like it. If you are a subscriber, hit the like button. It's always great to hear from people. If you want to leave a comment, I always try to get back to everyone. And again, 6 more subscribers and I'll be doing my bicentennial giveaway, the 200th giveaway for the 200th subscriber. I want everyone to stay safe and always remember, use blue tape when sending out cards. And also, good night, New Jersey, wherever you are. Take care, everybody.